Good morning, students. Welcome to Literature in English. I am going to resume my explanation to Act 1, Scene 2. Miranda falls asleep. Prospero says, "Come here, servant, come." He was ready then and called Ariel. Ariel entered. Ariel greeted Prospero, "Noble sir," and told him that he has come to do whatever he would like, whether it was to fly, swim, jump into fire, or ride upon the clouds. He further said that whatever he wanted, Ariel would do, and all his many skills and many other things according to his quality. Prospero asked Ariel whether he created and controlled the storm exactly as was told by him. Ariel would describe down to the last detail. Ariel boarded the king's ship, and from the bow, i.e., that is, the front end of the middle of the ship, to the stern and in every cabin, Ariel took the form of a fire and sent everyone into a terror. Sometimes he would divide itself and burn at many places at once. It burned on the mainmast, the yard, which is a crossbar on a mast which supports a sail, and at the same time split to burn the bowsprit, boom extending from the bow to which lower edge of the front sail is attached. Then he joined back together to form a single frame. Not even Jove's lightning. Jupiter is supreme god of Roman mythology. His chief weapon is thunder and lightning, which precedes and then causes thunder. Could move as fast as he did. The fire and the deafening cracks of his burning seem to terrify. Sight outrunning. It means that it were not more sudden and startling to the sight. Even the fires of hell and mighty Neptune, the god of the sea, made his waves tremble, and his weapon made the trident shake. Prospero calls Ariel a splendid spirit and asks him where there where there anyone was there anyone on the ship who was so strong and steady that the uproar of that storm did not make him crazy. Ariel says every person on the ship was like a madman and did desperate things. Everyone except the sailors jumped into the rough sea to escape the ship that was set on fire. The king's son, Ferdinand, with his hair standing straight up, looking like reeds instead of hair, was the first one who jumped shouting, "Hell is empty and all the devils were there." Prospero says, "Hey, well done, spirit, but did that happen near the shore?" Ariel says, "Close by the shore, master." Prospero asked Ariel if they were safe or not. Ariel says not even a hair was harmed on anyone's head. The clothes that helped keep them afloat in the water not only did not get stained, but in fact cleaner than they were before the storm. And as Prospero told him to do, he had scattered everyone from the ship in a few different groups around the island. Ariel brought the king's son all by himself to the land on a far corner of the island. Ariel points towards Ferdinand, telling that he was sitting there with his arms crossed like that in sadness and cooling the air with his sighs. Prospero further asked Ariel to tell him about what Ariel did with the king's ship and sailors and all of the other ships in king's fleet. Ariel says the king's ship is safely harbored and hidden in that deep inlet where Ariel was once summoned. Was once summoned by Prospero at midnight to get dew from the stormy Bermudas Islands. The sailors were all below deck, sleeping because of the spell he put them under, and also because how tired they were from all their efforts during the storm. As for the rest of the fleet, he scattered them. They had all met up in the Mediterranean Sea and were now sailing sadly home to Naples, believing that they saw the king shipwreck of the king's ship and therefore the death of their great king. Ariel asked Prospero if there was more work to do, since Prospero was giving him new chores. He reminded him what he promised to him but haven't yet actually done for him. Prospero says, "What?" Prospero asked Ariel whether he was feeling moody or sulky. What was that he demands from him? Ariel says, his freedom or liberty. Prospero, before the time of their deal is up, stop right there. Ariel begs of Prospero to remember that he has done good work for him. It never lied to him, made no mistakes, and have served Prospero without bitterness or grumbling. Prospero had promised to shorten his time to serve him by a full year. Now, kids, Prospero says that he has forgotten the torture from which Prospero freed Ariel from. Ariel replies, no. Prospero says that he has forgotten, and so now he thought, was it too much effort to walk along the bottom of the ocean, or run on the cold north wind, or to do work for him under the surface of the earth when the ground is frozen solid? Ariel has not forgotten. Prospero doesn't believe it, saying that Ariel was lying and called him an evil thing. He has forgotten the awful witch Sycorax, who was so old and bent and filled with anger that she was so stooped over. Has he forgotten her? Ariel says, no, sir, I have not. So, kids, in order to see that whether Ariel has forgotten or not, Prospero asked Ariel a question, that where was Sycorax born? Ariel says in Algeciras. Prospero says, oh, was she really born? Prospero said that he had to tell him the story again every month. Seemed that he has forgotten it. The damned witch Sycorax was thrown out of Algeciras for committing so many crimes and performing magic too terrible to even describe. There was just one reason why they didn't kill her. Isn't that true? Prospero says yes. Prospero, called Sycorax a hag with bags under her eyes, was brought to this island while pregnant and was left here by the sailors. Prospero said that Ariel itself told him that he was a slave, and because Ariel was too kind and sensitive to carry out her dirty and disgusting commands, Ariel refused her orders. In an anger that could be calmed, and with the help of her most powerful spirit, she locked him into a hole in the middle of the pine tree that had been split into two. It was painfully imprisoned there for Ariel was painfully imprisoned there for 12 years, and during that time Sycorax died. And Ariel was stuck there, groaning in pain, at the same rate that the blades of the mill wheel hit the water at that time. The island had no person on it other than the son that Sycorax gave birth to on the island, that freckled son of a hag. Ariel, yes, Caliban, her son, Prospero. He has already said and called Ariel a stupid thing. Caliban, who was kept as a servant, Ariel knows better that in what pain he was in when he found him. His groans made wolves howl and made perpetually angry bears feel pity for it. The spell that Sycorax put on him, and which she could not undo, was something fit only for the souls damned to hell. When Prospero arrived on the island and heard Ariel, it was his magic that made the pine tree open and let it out. Ariel thanks him for that, Prospero. Prospero says if Ariel continues to complain, Prospero would split an oak tree and lock it inside its wooden trunk until he has howled for 12 more years. Ariel says, "Forgive me, master, if it Ariel will obey his commands and perform all his work as a spirit, both pleasantly and ungrudgingly." Prospero asked him to do that and in 2 days would give him his freedom. Ariel was pleased and called him noble master, asked him as to what it could do for him. "Tell me, what should he do for him?" Prospero orders to make itself like a sea nymph, be invisible to everyone other than to Prospero and itself, take the shape and return back in that form, and asked him to be very careful. And Ariel exists. Leaves. Now there is an assignment attached to the video. Who is Ariel and what has he done on Prospero's command? What has happened to King's son Ferdinand? Why is Prospero concerned about the safety of the passengers, though he himself caused the sea storm? Why does he become angry with Ariel after a while later? Now there is an answer key attached to the video. Kindly go through it and make necessary changes. Thank you and have a nice day.